We welcome you to Valencia for the season opener of the 2023 NASCAR Wheel and Euro Series. Today, we bring you action from EuroNASCAR Pro and EuroNASCAR 2 as the season kicks off at the NASCAR Fest at Valencia. The traditional event that has now been running here for 10 years. 2 races, one for EuroNASCAR Pro today on the Saturday. 18 laps for EuroNASCAR Pro, 15 laps for EuroNASCAR 2. 14 corners greeting the drivers. Some old, some new, some returning.
I'm here with two-time EuroNASCAR champion Anthony Kumpen, who's finally back on the grids with PK Car Sports. You saw your drivers winning championships, winning races. You were managing the team inside the pit box, but now you're back on the grid. How does it feel?
It's more difficult to be on the grid. Now, actually, it's a completely different story, but I'm happy to be back on the grid. You know, I love the championship. I love the NASCAR crowd, so and we're gonna try our best. You know, I didn't do any international racing for so long. So we know it's going to be tough in the beginning. We're going to do our best in the first weekend. We're going to get a lot of input from every side. Unfortunately, in the practices, we had some problems. So that will be a big challenge for us. But I'm sure we can battle for the championship. I know what it takes to win a championship.
That's what I wanted to ask. Do you think you still have what it takes to win this championship ring?
Yeah, for sure. You know, there's many young kids and... yeah, they're fast, but they still have to learn. You know, there's one thing winning races, and it's a complete different thing winning a championship. So yeah, we make them a bit crazy during the season, and we see what happens.
Well, one of those young kids debuting in EuroNASCAR Pro, Vladimiros Tsiotsis, the EuroNASCAR 2 race winner from last year. He took pole position in EuroNASCAR Pro on his first attempt. He will be lining up at the sharp end of the order. Of course, crowds welcomed onto the grid ahead of the event, getting to meet the stars and getting to get up close to the cars. But soon enough, time to go racing. Tsiotsis and Hazeman's then on the front row of the grid. The green lights will go, and from that moment we are racing, and sure enough, Hazeman's with the best start around the outside of the front row. Tsiotsis not getting a good start at all. Gianmarco Ercoli to the far right of picture as well, looking to maybe go around the outside for second place up against Tsiotsis. Tsiotsis, our pole sitter, has not had the start he was looking for. They head towards turn 2, and it's Hazeman's alongside Gianmarco Ercoli. Ercoli tries to hold on around the outside, but he can't quite navigate that. Everyone cleanly through the first corner and seemingly through turn 2 as well then. Giorgio Maggi is up there into 4th position. He's trying to find a way around the outside of Vladimiros Tsiotsis, but I think Tsiotsis has 3rd place covered off at the very least. He's still going to be disappointed that he didn't convert that pole position into an early lead. Liam Hazeman's, though, has picked up the mantle and moved on to the front of the order. It's Hazeman's from Ercoli from Tsiotsis. You'll note Ercoli with a dramatically different livery this year. Hazeman's as well with very much a refreshed design. During the off-season, the drivers often do contribute to their own livery and improve the look of their car, their helmet. They're not immune to a refresh here. Interesting to see the 2 Team Bleekemolen cars, or 2 of the 3 at least, running quite high up the order there. You've got Vittorio Gurelli in 5th position. He's moved into the Team Bleekemolen fold this year, the ex-Auto GP champion and top 5 finisher in EuroNASCAR Pro years previous. He is running in 5th position and all over the back of Giorgio Maggi for the time being. Lucas Lasser and Sebastian Bleekemolen in 6th and 7th as well. Good to see Lucas Lasser back in the hot seat. I understand that as of right now at least, this could be his only appearance for the season. Sebastian Bleekemolen riding on board with him. The long main straight here at Circuit Ricardo Tormo. It isn't that long, but it's certainly long enough that the slipstream plays a massive part, and I think that's exactly what's allowed Gurelli through. Vittorio Gurelli gets past Giorgio Maggi then, and now Maggi under pressure from Lucas Lasser as well. Lasser gets through, and Sebastian Bleekemolen might follow as well. Oh, this is not going well in the slightest for Giorgio Maggi. Now Anthony Kumpen says, well, if you're going to give places to those 3, why not make it 4? Kumpen all the way around the outside at turn 4. Well, Giorgio Maggi, I wonder if he's suffering an issue because that car falling through the order right now. We focus on that 3-car battle then. It'll be interesting to see if Anthony Kumpen can perhaps join that scrap for 4th position. Giorgio Maggi in 8th place now with Mark Goossens and Frédéric Gabillon behind him. Goossens in the 56 car this year. He's moved to Cal Racing from Speedhouse. And then there's Gabillon keeping a watching brief on the fringe of the top 10. Behind them is Ulysse Delceau, former EuroNASCAR 2 champion. He's in EuroNASCAR Pro this year with the Speedhouse outfit. Mark Goossens carrying us towards turn 2. But Giorgio Maggi unable, I was going to say, unable to get away from him. He's led him through. Couldn't quite get turned in there. And now Frédéric Gabillon has also gotten past Giorgio Maggi. What is wrong with Giorgio Maggi's car? Clearly something is amiss. Yes, when you get overtaken you can lose your rhythm, but I don't think Maggi, who's a fairly seasoned driver, would struggle this much. And now he's got to worry about Ulysse Delceau as well, and that's important for the junior categorization. Delceau is in the junior categorization, and Giorgio Maggi won it last year and is again in the junior class this season. Meanwhile, Liam Hasemans has built a lead at the front of the order. Gianmarco Ercoli, though, under a lot of pressure here for 2nd place. Vladimir Siortzis wants to try and claim that P2 back after losing the lead at the very start of the race. It's Ercoli from Siortzis in this battle for 2nd position. Driver of the number 5. Of course, now uniform across both classes, as a matter of fact. EuroNASCAR Pro and EuroNASCAR 2. Siortzis last year shed this number 5 car from Academy Motorsport with Patrick Lemarie. And up the inside goes Siortzis. Has a look to the inside of that 54 car, but no move made on this occasion. Ercoli and Siortzis continue to be in lockstep. No move made at turn 12 because, well, that would be rather difficult to pull off. The last corner can be an overtaking opportunity, but it can also stifle your run down the main straight. Siortzis, though, goes for it. And sure enough, he's now going to struggle to get the car turned, but he's actually succeeded in doing so. The run hasn't been compromised at all. Vladimir Siortzis could have pulled a masterstroke here. Gianmarco Ercoli didn't get off the corner that well, and now Siortzis has the inside line into the first corner. Surely this is where the overtake is made. Yes, it is. Gianmarco Ercoli loses out then to Vladimir Siortzis. Siortzis into 2nd position. Oh, but Ercoli certainly teased having a look up the inside, didn't he? Bit sideways there from Vladimir Siortzis as he tried to get the power down early. Ercoli still in the wheelhouse, trying to go around the outside at turn 4, but can't get it done. Nice move from Vladimir Siortzis to move up to 2nd place. Now he's going to hope that Ercoli can be left in the mirrors. I think it's a bit late in the race now for him to be able to chase down Liam Hasemans, who has got a commanding lead up at the front of the order. Hasemans has been exemplary on his EuroNASCAR Pro full season debut. Of course, he did most of the season last year, but he was nowhere near a win. This season, though, he starts it with a win and a maximum haul of 40 points. Liam Hasemans is your winner. Last year's EuroNASCAR 2 champion, immediately making an impression on EuroNASCAR Pro. Siortzis takes 2nd. Ercoli finishes in 3rd place. But jubilant scenes for Liam Hasemans and the number 50 Hendricks Motorsport crew.
Incredible. I mean, how could it start even better, you know? I mean, we were just waiting on the start of the season. Long waiting, just awesome job by the team again. I mean, we could, like in the beginning, had a bit of a battle with Ercoli. And then, yeah, I could just extend the gap a bit. And then at the end, even my brother, he said, listen, take a bit tranquilo, because they were fighting behind. So, yeah, just awesome way to start the season. Couldn't be better. And I think also tomorrow, just 1,000 of a second of Ercoli for the pole tomorrow, but yeah, starting second again. We tried to do the same today.
I needed you both guys together because this was the battle of the race. It was amazing in the end. Yeah, let me start with you. Just describe your race.
Yeah, it was first of all difficult at the beginning, as I lost 2 places, but okay, we keep the consistency. We managed to pass Ercole, but okay, I think that all the drivers give their best, and congrats to Ercole and Hesemans for the win. And I am sure that the rest of the championship will be interesting.
For you, you defended like hell. You were sliding around the corners. You were trying everything to keep him behind. What, in the end, made the difference?
So I think very fast in the first laps, so I try to take the lead, but after 5 laps I have big problem, and I now arrive to the first. I battle for defend the position to here, but it's good. It's the first race of the season, calm. The season is very long. Now it's important to take a lot of points, and after I can work a lot of on the setup, and tomorrow I start in pole position. Is good for me, and I try to win tomorrow.
Celebrations abound then for Liam Hesemans, last year's EuroNASCAR 2 champion. This year focuses solely on EuroNASCAR Pro. He takes the overall win. He also takes the junior trophy classification ahead of Siortis and Maggi. Fabrizio Armetta finishing at the top of the Challenger Trophy order as we switch focus to EuroNASCAR 2. Lots of returning faces in EuroNASCAR 2, including the most popular of them all.
We're here with Alberto Nasca, the 2022 runner-up in the EuroNASCAR 2 division, and your role completely changed. Last year you were the challenger, living your dream, experiencing EuroNASCAR. Now you're the man to beat.
I mean, this is not our track, we know it, but I have the experience that I didn't have last year. So I have some advantage this year, but even the other guys have the experience. So, I mean, it's like last year actually. But the incredible thing that I saw is that the guys I was fighting with in the EuroNASCAR 2 last year now are fighting for the lead in the EuroNASCAR Pro. This means that the level of the EuroNASCAR 2 is pretty comparable to the one of the Pro, at least in the front rows.
Is your mindset changing because now you're considered a top driver in EuroNASCAR 2?
My mindset is always the same. I mean, it's to win, okay? I always aim at victory, even if I start 30th, even if I'm the slowest, you always have to aim for the top, okay? So that's the winning mindset, okay?
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Vladimir Siortis is doing both EuroNASCAR 2 and EuroNASCAR Pro here at Valencia. And sure enough, he claimed his second pole position of the weekend, his second pole position of Saturday in the EuroNASCAR 2 qualification. So it is Vladimir Siortis, the speedy Cypriot, on pole position for the race, joined on the front row by Paul Dufresne in the number 3 RDV competition car, looking to make moves at the start of the race. NASCAR and Claudio Remeggio Capelli on row 2. NASCAR this year in the 56 car. The race gets started then, and it's a good start from Vladimir Siortis. No repeat of the position loss that he had in the EuroNASCAR Pro race. NASCAR filters through in second place. It's side by side for third. Gil Linster in the number 50 car, the Hendricks Motorsport number 50, looking up the inside there of Paul Dufresne, and I think he may have third position there. Very good start indeed from Linster. Side-by-side action between the two, and Dufresne just about holds it. As a matter of fact, he got a good run out of 2 and through the kink at turn 3. Nice driving from Paul Dufresne. He holds on to third place. For Dufresne, this could be a season where he really comes of age. Side-by-side racing between Linster and Patrick Schauber. So that means that Claudio Remeggio Capelli has gotten past the number 50. He is up to 4th place. So Claudio Remeggio Capelli in the number 18 doing a good job. And now we did hear that the problems for Giorgio Maggi in the last race were brake related. Let's hope that hasn't affected Claudio Remeggio Capelli now that he takes over the 18. We saw there Martin Dubeck in the back of shot getting past one of the others. Dubeck on the charge up the order. He didn't have a great qualifying, but the driver of the number 7, the 2021 EuroNASCAR 2 champ, is on the move. We ride on board with Gil Linster. He will turn into the first corner. Does he get to hit the apex, or is there someone alongside him? No one alongside him, but he runs very wide nonetheless, maybe keeping his eye on the sideways Claudio Remeggio Capelli there. Capelli then deep into turn 2 on the dirty tyres and just tagged the rear bumper of Paul Dufro. That's going to leave the door open then to Gil Linster as they run towards turn 4. Nice defensive driving from Claudio Remeggio Capelli. However, he remains in this position, 4th place for now. Let's see, though, whether Linster can do anything about that. Patrick Schauber has Martin Dubeck for company. Schauber in the double V Racing, number 27, Stefano Atienez. His EuroNASCAR Pro compatriot in that car. But Patrick Schauber having to hold off Dubeck here. Dubeck with the experience advantage. Looks up the inside. Oh, nicely done, but can he get it stopped? No, couldn't quite get to the apex. Martin Dubeck loses out once again to Patrick Schauber. Good little dice this. As Patrick Schauber holds off Martin Dubeck. Dubeck won't be happy with this. He made his way up through the order quite well in the first couple of laps, and now Patrick Schauber is playing spoiler. And of course, all of the time that these two are fighting, it allows everyone else up ahead of Schauber and Dubeck to drive away. Battling further back there between Jack Davidson, making his debut this weekend alongside Dario Casso. Dario, the ex-Ferrari Challenge racer, will have done a lot of miles here at the Circuit Ricardo Tormo. Definitely not the case for Davidson. Although with his GT Omega sponsorship, I imagine he's got a good sim rig at home. Up the inside goes Dario Casso, but can't quite get it done. Or can he? Because he does have the inside line, but also getting involved with this now is the number 88. And up the inside goes Roberto Benedetti. Davidson, the only one that stays on the tarmac, and he says, see you later, guys. And moves, or remains, I should say, in 12th position. Benedetti and Dario Casso, 13th and 14th place. And Dario doesn't usually see a door half open and ignore it. And sure enough, he goes to the inside of Benedetti, but can't quite get it done. Battle continues to rage, though, and all a bit close to company there. Davidson and Benedetti. Just behind them as well is Mikael Blekemolen in the 72 car. That car no longer matches his age. He's turned 73 during the off-season. Davidson defending very nicely. Benedetti trying to go around the outside. He'll probably lean into the runoff a little bit there, but Davidson just about holding off both Casso and Benedetti, and Casso sneaks through and past the number 88 car and manages to find the apex for turn 4 without any contact with Benedetti. Casso then resumes his pursuit of Davidson in the 48. And let's see then whether Davidson can hold him into turn 8. It looks like Casso wants to try and make a move. Oh, and he has, but it's not the good kind of move. Contact between the two of them, and Dario Casso and Davidson have both gone off onto the gravel trap, and Jack Davidson manages to find a runoff, or rather manages to find an escape road to get back onto the circuit, but he won't be happy with that. Jack Davidson pushed by Dario Casso and losing positions as a result. Meanwhile, Patrick Schauber still under pressure from Martin Dubeck, and is this the time that Dubeck finally gets to the inside and through? Well, Schauber's trying to hold on for everything he's worth, and all contact between the two of them. Surely they're not both going to make the corner. Somehow they do. Dubeck, I think, has the nose ahead for now. I think Dubeck might have the position in this battle for 6th place. Nice driving from Martin Dubeck. Patrick Schauber, a fair sparring partner there, but I doubt we've seen the last of Schauber because he's immediately back on the offensive. They head towards turn 6, and sure enough, he dives up the inside, and the move is made. Patrick Schauber not lying down for a second. Brilliant driving from Schauber. Martin Dubeck certainly facing some adversity here. Is he can now make a move at the last corner? We ride on board with Dubeck. Goes down the gearbox. Tries to get a good run out of the final corner, and it is quite a good run. Let's see if he can capitalise on it and make a move into the first corner. A little bit of a hip check between the two of them, and Dubeck gets up the inside. And is this definitive, or will Patrick Schauber make another look? He goes to the outside line at turn 2 to maybe try and cut to the apex. Coming out of the corner, which he did. Quarter panel's getting a bit close for comfort. With Riccardo Romagnoli just behind them as well. He might be a factor in this battle before long. Dubek tried to get the car turned in at 5. Looks like he's starting to struggle with the fronts a little bit as Patrick Schauber now has the inside line through the kink at turn 7 and will have the position back surely by the time they get to turn 8. Yes, Patrick Schauber for double V manages to get the car back through. Good driving from the 27. Patrick Schauber, and a lock up there from Dubek, I believe that was. Dubek still investigating his opportunities. What a fabulous battle this is between these two. Have we seen the definitive move yet? I somehow doubt it. Dubek again with a good run down the main straight towards turn 1. Martin Dubek slots back into 6th position. You can see that Schauber with his bonnet flailing. I wonder if maybe he's losing a bit of speed just because of the extra buffeting, the extra drag from that loose body panel. Dubek then surely has control over the situation now. Don't think there's going to be an opportunity for a move into turn 6 here for Patrick Schauber. Vladimir Osiortsis, meanwhile, we've barely seen him, but he's been up at the front the whole time and making his lead. He was up over 5 seconds at one point. I think he has eased up a little bit here towards the end of the race, and sure enough, the checkered flag waves for him this time. Vladimir Osiortsis takes his 2nd ever win in EuroNASCAR 2, his 2nd ever win at the Circuit Ricardo Tormo as well here in the EuroNASCAR 2 class, and he will be delighted with that one.
I have to ask, Alberto NASCAR told me before the race, you are a bad starter, that is this opportunity. Do you prove them wrong?
Yeah, because in the EuroNASCAR Pro race there was an issue with the starting position, but anyway, this is racing, we accept. And yeah, I showed today that we are here, still rising.
You are on pole position tomorrow again, so you can prove again that you're a good starter?
Sure, yeah.
And what a battle it was between Patrick Schauber and Martin Dubek. They were dueling all race long.
Like in EuroNASCAR Pro, we had an amazing battle. We call it the battle of the race. We start with you. Just tell us, how intense was that?
10 laps fighting. I think that Patrick also enjoyed like me, and I think the NASCAR fans want to see some show. So I think that we showed them.
All right, what about your feelings?
Yeah, it was amazing battle with Martin. I'm really looking forward to more like these battles because I really enjoy it, and this was one of my intense battles. I mean, I can't even describe it. It was amazing. I mean, I couldn't hold him up any more longer because my tires were already done, but it was amazing, yeah.
Alberto NASCAR managed to take 2nd place. A good start to his season.
First question I have to ask, were you surprised by the good start of Valdivieros in this race?
The only day he didn't have to do a good start, he did it. Man, was not easy. In fact, in the first lap, I lost him. He was too fast. Then when I found the pace, I drove like 1/10 of a second from Vladi. So, I mean, we were fast. So the car was good. We made a good change in the setup. The car was good, but it's too fast, this guy.
Maybe so. Vladimir Osiortsis then takes his 2nd win in EuroNASCAR 2 from NASCAR, and Paul Dufresne, who's back on the podium for a 2nd time as well. Dombrowski in the 66 Blake Molan car takes the rookie trophy classification. Legends trophy goes to Riccardo Romagnoli with a solid performance there in the top 10. And Ariana Casoli, the Soul Lady trophy classification runner. Great racing once again then from the Circuit Ricardo Tormo on the Saturday in both EuroNASCAR Pro and EuroNASCAR 2. Round 2 of the season is just around the corner on Sunday. Let's see what fireworks we see between our drivers again on Sunday.